Hello everyone. I know it's already the middle of May, but I was honestly following the PleinAirpril challenge. I did not follow the official suggestion, but I slightly modified it to what I could achieve. I was trying to paint every day in April outside or from the real life object inside if the weather is too bad. And a couple of days I actually was painting something as a tutorial or in a studio from a photo because I was trying to do something new. And as you can see, I have quite a lot of various sketchbooks here because I was trying quite a bunch of different media that I may not be very comfortable with yet. So let me show you what I sketched over the PleinAirpril time over the entire April. 1st of April started with a very exciting day for me. I ordered the Pit Pastel pencils. Everybody is hyping Pit Pastel, so I wanted the full set, 60 pencils, and I was thinking that if I take something like that, paper for the pastel, I can sit somewhere and sketch somewhere and try them right away. There was a new coffee shop opened next to the art supply store, which is very, very convenient. I love coffee. I like art supplies. So I sat down and I sketched this little glass with an artificial plant in it, and this is the swatch of the pastels. The next one, 2nd of April, I went to nearby park and I sketched this bridge. I'm not very familiar with soft pastel and pastel matte, but I tried my best. The 3rd of April, sometimes I have to work till quite late, and April, especially beginning of April, was still shorter days, and I had to rush after the work to sketch these three little fellas. This is an abomination of a sculpture. It was colored pencil. That was the 3rd of April. The next day, I was on the way to Prague to meet my friends, and I was sketching my travel mug. This is what I sketched. That's my travel mug. Watercolors with water-soluble graphite, and just the graphite sketching a portal to one of the churches in Prague. The next day, I was using my watercolor sketchbook. I sketched this part. In one of the walk through the forest, there is a chapel. I just sketched the back of it. This was done with watercolor pencils, Karandash Museum Aquarelle 6. I went for a walk, and that's supposed to be a river bank, and I did it with watercolor pencils. Again, Karandash Museum Aquarelle. Day 7. It was very windy. It was very sunny, but very windy. So I grabbed this tiny sketchbook and ran to the courtyard, and I sketched the blooming tree very, very quickly. Oh, day 8. I suck at drawing, but I tried my best. So this is the one sketch that I made in the nearby meadow. That's supposed to be two benches next to each other with the sun, which was very low, shining right into my eyes. And this one was a tree, a portion of that tree, let's say. April 9 was very busy, was very cold and miserable outside, so I did not go outside, and I actually did not paint anything from real life. Instead, I got online tutorial course about soft pastels. I don't have that picture anymore, but I will put it here so you can see what I did. Day 10, Pit Pastel colored paper. I went to a coffee shop and I took my Pit Pastels with me, and I decided to try them on a colored paper. I could not find it, so I again put the picture of a painting here. Day 11. It was sunny, it was extremely windy, it was extremely cold, but it was weekend, so I went through the forest to some meadow, and I was sketching there with my light fast colored pencils in this Leuchtturm sketchbook. And this is what I got. It was a very sunny day, but very, very cold. It was a meadow. There were some electricity poles. Day 12. Day 12, that was definitely a weekend. I went to farm show or exhibition, farm animals, farm machineries and technologies and blah blah blah. It was so busy, so crowded. There were no place to sit. When we got to animals, they were so cute. I was doing a very, very wobbly, quick sketches, like 3-5 seconds sketches of the goat, some lamb from different angles, so you can see they were moving constantly. I could not do anything in color or anything, so those were very, very quick sketches in graphite pencils. April 13, I believe it was very cold because I did not go out that day. This is what I did. Basically, it's stylized, obviously, but that's the Lego butterfly that sits on my table. Here it is. Those were Neocolor 2, which are water soluble. Maybe I did the water on top of it, but based on these strokes, I don't think so. Day 14, watercolor pencils. This is the 14th of April. I went to my favorite spot, which is horse stables, arenas. This is the corner of one of the place where they do the competition like parkour and things like that. And this is watercolor pencils. The day 15, I did colored pencils. This is the day 15. It was very cold. After work, the sun was already down. I ran to the nearby flower bed with tulips and I did it with the colored pencils. Day 16, watercolor pencils. I went through the park and I sketched this little pond bank and a little island in that little pond with ducks. So I wanted to do the reflection. 17, I used watercolors. In the same sketchbook, I sketched the tower of the old town hall, Stara Radnica, in my city. 18, I went to sketch another tower. So that was day 18. Day 19 was colored pencils. That was the day 19. It's a water pump in the park where I painted the bridge. Day 20, watercolors. I went to foresty area, climbed the very, very steep hill. I got yelled by a squirrel because I possibly disturbed her stash area. It was very uncomfortable. I was afraid that I will fall down from that steep hill. And on top of that, there was rain, so you could see there were some droplets of rain. That was fun. Next, day 21. It was colored pencils. It was very cold, almost rain, and I sketched this riding dog on a playground with my Derwent Lightfast colored pencils. Very quick, very cold. My hands got numb that day. April 22. I went to the office. I did not have time to sketch outside. I had a few minutes at the office, so I sketched my hat with watercolor. Day 23. That day I went to the studio where I was painting a cat in oil. It was a finished painting from the photograph, so I did not paint from real life this day. I will put the photo. Day 24. It was watercolor pencils and I was painting this wooden figurine of an owl in the same park where I draw a water pump and the bridge. Day 25. I was using watercolors. It's the small building, wooden building that I guess it's a observing booth or something for the VIP clients who are watching the horse show. Day 26 was colored pencils. This is the quick sketch of a very pretty window of the new town hall from the inner courtyard. Day 27. I did not go out, but I started spinning my own woolen yarn. And this is the box with the wool and the spindle with some yarn on it. It was a quick sketch from real life, but from inside. I did not go out that day. 28 was almost sunset, so I went out and I was trying to draw some element of a very interesting tree that has multiple caveats in it. That was the colored pencils and colored liners like Faber-Castell, I don't know, peat liner or something. 29. Again, it was already sunset and it was extremely cold, but I went to the nearby flower bed and I sketched this iris with the Neocolor 2. April was challenging, and the last day, unfortunately, I did not have time to go out, so I started the next oil painting in a studio. I will include that picture here as well. So that's it. That's how many sketchbook I used. So I used pastel pencils, I used soft pastel, I used watercolor pencils, colored pencils, graphite, this traditional carré pastel, water-soluble graphite, neocolor, oil. Yeah, I used 11 different materials within the PleinAirpril. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's what I did over the whole April. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.